This city on the shores of Lake Erie has had its share of hard times where its athletic teams are concerned. But no Browns fan has ever seen a season like the season of 1990. It was a season out of sync. Cleveland's Fumble Fest included 9 in one game, and its turnover ratio was the worst in the entire NFL. It was a season where Bernie Kosar was a weekly whipping boy. Sacked 37 times and knocked down another 54, he spent an embarrassing amount of time on his back. It was a season of dropped passes and missed opportunities. The team scored only 228 points, fewest ever, and were shut out a record-breaking 3 times. It was a season of poor tackling. The defense surrendered a torrent of 462 points, most in the league, most in Browns history. And it was a season where 4th down became a high-risk down.
High snap through the hands of Cagle, rolling all the way back to the 31-yard line.
The Browns botched kicks over an incredible stretch of 8 consecutive games. The streak included 2 block punts that were returned for touchdowns against Kansas City.
And here is Brian Wagner on the kick. The Chiefs get another block. Ball loose at the 10-yard line. Big pile up at the 5-yard line. Football is still loose at the 3-yard line. The Chiefs pick it up and carry it into the end zone for a touchdown.
It was a season so hellish, it made you want to hide your head, as both players and fans reacted to the 3-13 record, the worst in the 41 years of the franchise. It was a season where dark forces thwarted victory, and when it ground to its gruesome conclusion, all thoughts turned to escaping its fiery wrath.
Thank you, Connie. We're walking right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, about 1 o'clock this morning, the Cleveland Browns entered into a 5-year contract with Bill Belichick. And it gives me pleasure to introduce to you the new head coach of the Cleveland Browns, Bill Belichick.
Thank you, Art. It gives me a great deal of pride and pleasure to now be a member of the organization. This is certainly one of the outstanding franchises in the National Football League, and I'm tremendously proud to be here.
The Browns' strangest season began in the bright sunlight of September, with Michael Dean Perry and the defense leading the way against the Steelers.
What a turn of events.
It would be an entire month before the Browns won again. And it occurred in a most unlikely setting. In Denver's Mile High Stadium, Bernie Kosar reminded everyone just how good he can be. In one of the best performances of his career, Kosar brought the Browns from behind with 3 touchdown passes and a pair of stunning 4-quarter drives. With time running out, the game was on the line when rookie kicker Jerry Korick attempted a 30-yard field goal. The 1-point win broke the mile-high losing streak dating back to 1972 and gave the team a small measure of revenge for past Bronco indignities. 10 long weeks elapsed before the team tasted victory again.
trouble again. Brought down from behind by Michael Dean Perry. Another sack.
A ferocious pass rush feasted on Falcon quarterbacks as the Browns won for the third and final time. If one game symbolized Cleveland's soap opera season, it was a visit to Candlestick Park for a meeting with the only team to appear in more playoff games than the Browns during the decade of the 80s. True to form, the 49ers jumped to an early lead. Montana to Rice.
Montana being blitzed, fires end zone. Touchdown, Jerry Rice.
Instead of folding in the face of impending doom, the Browns' dogged defense clamped down on the defending Super Bowl champions.
Come on, babies, make something happen now. Put in the hole. Somebody make a play.
Montana was intercepted twice and threw for only a single touchdown.
Even at the side corner, even to the end. You know, even if he jumps at the end, you're going to slide to Haley.
But the Browns' attack was faring no better, and in a surprise decision, Bernie Kosar was benched in favor of backup Mike Pagel.
5, X stop at 8, on 1, probably.
Led by the 9-year journeyman, the Browns bounced back from a 14-point deficit with 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns.
Slaughter in motion. Here's Pagel. 3-step drop, 5-step drop, firing. End zone. Touchdown, Browns. Webster Slaughter. He split 2 of the 49ers, including Keena Turner.
Best job in America. We're going to beat them. Inside. Inside.
Pagel to throw. Fires. End zone. Ozzie. Touchdown, Browns. Ozzie Newsome with a marvelous catch.
Vintage Newsome.
With one of the Browns' most famous fans gleefully cheering them on, Cleveland knotted the game, and sudden death overtime appeared a distinct possibility.
It ain't going to be boring. I said it ain't going to be boring. I see a tie score up there. It's going to look good in the papers when our second-team quarterback beats their streak. I love it.
But as so many have discovered before them, this is no ordinary Joe taking snaps for San Francisco.
Big down, big down. Stop him now! Big play! Come on, D! Come on, D! Throw in, throw in! Oh! That's poor old 47-year-old Art.
They battled back, but it won't mean a whole lot if Kofer makes this kick.
A nice custom win right about now. Block it! He's gonna miss it!
Snap is high, it's put down. Kofer's kick has the distance.
No, 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 no!
And it is gone. 5 seconds to go. The 49ers have taken the lead 20-17.
The 49er defeat was the toughest to take, but it also showed a potential that seldom surfaced all season. At 39, Bill Belichick is by far the NFL's youngest head coach, yet he has a long history in the game. For the Belichicks, football has always been a family affair, with a heritage that goes back to northeastern Ohio. Belichick's father, Steve, was born in Struthers, less than 100 miles from Cleveland. From 1938 through 1940, Steve starred for Western Reserve and is a member of the University Hall of Fame. In 1941, the elder Belichick decided to make sports his profession, joining the Detroit Lions, where he played fullback. Continuing his career in athletics, he became coach at Hiram College, which coincidentally was the site of the Browns training camp. In 1961, when Art Modell attended his first camp as owner, young Belichick was also there. 30 years later, their paths would cross again. Bill's father was also an assistant coach at Navy. where due to his long association with the academy, the Browns' new staff has some roots. Quarterback coach Gary Tranquil and new defensive coordinator Nick Saban first met Bill Belichick there. Meanwhile, in the unlikely setting of one of the country's best prep schools, Phillips Academy in Andover, Massachusetts, young Bill's undergraduate athletic career got off to a start in the early 1970s. From there, he went to Wesleyan University in Connecticut, where he majored in economics and, wearing number 86, played some mediocre tight end, to use his own words. In 1975, he joined the Baltimore Colts, where his NFL coaching career began at the tender age of 23. In 1976, he joined ex-Navy coach Rick Forzano in Detroit to coach the Lions receivers and special teams. Another member of that staff was a future Browns nemesis as head coach, Jerry Glanville. 2 years later, Belichick became a Bronco and went to the Super Bowl with that team. Then, in 1979, on to the Giants, where in a dozen years he rose from special teams assistant to Bill Parcells' defensive coordinator. In New York, Belichick experienced the highs and lows of championship-caliber football. He was the architect of the alignments that yielded the fewest points in the league last season.
He's got to get it down the field very much time. Double seam, X and Z Q, those deep Q patterns now.
There's nothing Bill Belichick loves more than the sideline action with a chalkboard for a teaching tool.
Look, it's going to be the same thing to the open side now on third down. You're going to get a guy in the flat and then two guys crisscrossing, however they match the thing up. All right, so look, on that two coverage there, even though Andy should be dropping on that, when you get this shot right here, then just go ahead and play the way keep the intensity and stay alert. Know what the hell down it is. Know what the situation is. Get in the huddle, get the ball, and play hard.
Talk about a key play. Here it is, 3rd and 5. Pressure's on. Throws it out over the middle. Intercepted at the 20. He's returning it back to the 50.
The Giants allowed a league-low 211 points, less than half the number the Browns permitted in 1990. New York has always revered great defense, and a key characteristic of Belichick's team is they've played their best in the biggest games.
Good afternoon from the Rose Bowl, where the Denver Broncos will be meeting the New York Giants.
It is a big question whether the Giants, with their outstanding defense, can handle the trickery of John Elway.
In Super Bowl 21, stopping dangerous John Elway was the defensive priority. The Giants achieved their goal and took command of the game.
George Martin tackles Elway into the end zone for a safety.
Last year, the road to the Super Bowl again was paved with defensive heroics. In the playoff against the Bears, a great goal line stand saved the day.
The ball is a half foot away from the goal line. 4th down. Handoff. Buster stop.
What a play!
John Washington stopping him at the line of scrimmage.
The NFC Championship took place at Candlestick Park, a nearly impossible place to dethrone the defending champions.
Man or zone, just be alert on the right splits, okay? Jack! All right, that's where to jam on that too, okay? Keep hammering them. Keep hammering those outside receivers.
The Giants' defense knocked Joe Montana out of the game and soon knocked the 49ers out of the Super Bowl chase.
Well, the Giants' door is still open. The trip to Tampa remains within reach of New York if they can hold San Francisco on this play. Again to Roger. And he hits the wall, loses the ball. Giants have it. And New York suddenly handed an opportunity.
Defense had given the team the chance to win on the foot of ex-Brown Matt Barr.
Here's the kick. Plenty of distance.
It is good. Good. And the Giants are going to Tampa Bay.
The Giants are going to the Super Bowl. They have ended the reign of the San Francisco 49ers 15-13 on the last play of the game.
As testament to the team's performance in the most crucial games, Belichick's defensive squad allowed only a single touchdown in each of their 3 postseason games, including Super Bowl 25. In Tampa Stadium in the Super Bowl against Buffalo, Belichick's defense outplayed and outthought the Bills, taking the zing out of their no-huddle attack by using a 2-man line. The Giants' dramatic victory gave New York 2 Super Bowl triumphs in the span of 5 years. It showcased the defensive dominance that made them champions.
Giants have won Super Bowl 25.
National Football League at its very best here tonight.
One thing is certain. Bill Belichick comes to Cleveland as a winner.
Take it up in there now, youngster.
Let's go now.
1 flip to weak right, 26 on.
After 6 seasons, it's hard to believe. But Bernie Kosar is no longer the youngster. Instead, he's the battle-tested leader of the offense.
He's grouchier, tries to give us a Bobby Lane imitation in the huddle, kicking linemen in the shins and stuff. No, BK has seen the darker side of football, so he's a little more bitter and a little harder, but that's how you win in this league.
Let's go H&Y Trail X stutter. You got the post.
Keep your head up. Make him run over you.
Little extra time, man. Little extra time.
You got it.
Let's give him all day now.
You definitely want to show when you're in the huddle that you're in control, that you know what you're doing.
Sell it now, Webb. Sell it.
That you believe in the play you're calling, that it has a chance to work.
Let's do it. Let's give him. Let's pop one. Come on.
Weak right hump trips or let's go H-Y Trail X stutter on 2. Hey.
Blue 88. Blue 88.
In 1990, Kosar missed the playoffs for the first time as a pro.
Here's Kosar throwing in zone. Slaughter. Touchdown, Browns.
But Bernie is healthy and looking forward to the new regime.
I feel good throwing. I'm throwing the ball as far as I've had throughout my career, and feel like I'm able to make all the throws.
Under Belichick, Bernie will be learning his 6th system in 7 years. But his targets are familiar ones. The Browns have a tough, sure-handed trio in Brian Brennan. Number 88, Reggie Langhorne. And number 84, Webster Slaughter. They can go get the football and hang on. Brennan's circus dive against Buffalo was probably the catch of the year.
Throwing left side for Brennan. Got the ball at the inside line and out of bounds. A remarkable catch. Brian Brennan.
One target who won't be back is Ozzie Newsome.
What are you doing playing again, man?
Oh, still having fun.
I watched you on film a little bit now.
Still having fun.
You look better than you did last year. You might have to play another year.
No.
This is the year the Wizard said no, and meant it. In 13 seasons, he never missed a game, and his only regret is never winning a Super Bowl ring. But Ozzie still has a chance as a member of the Browns front office staff. Chaos created by unexpected retirements and injuries on the offensive line severely hampered the running game last season. But the Browns will run in 91. For Belichick's credo is that ball control is the foundation for winning in the NFL. The Giants controlled the ball for over 40 minutes in Super Bowl 25. For the Browns to accomplish such figures under Belichick, they'll look to Kevin Mack, who played every down like it was his last.
3rd down and 1. And Kosar turns, hands off to Kevin Mack. 1st down, knocks over one of the Falcons at the 45. Kevin Mack rolling with all 18 wheels for a...
Mack made the most of his second chance in football, and he punished anyone who tried to stop him.
Back hit down, touchdown Browns. And did he ever punish Vince Newsom?
He dropped him.
Vince Newsom is flat on his stomach, lights out.
As Cleveland's most valuable offensive player, Mac's running was exceeded only by his effective blocking.
Definitely something I take pride in. When I was in college, that's basically what I did was block. That's what I was real good at. So I take a lot of pride in that. I feel good about that.
The only flaw in Mac's game is his proneness to injury. Hopefully, the Browns uncovered a worthy backup in last year's top draft choice, Leroy Hoard.
Hoard gives us a strong backup behind Kevin Mack. He's the same kind of a ball carrier as Mack. He showed great running ability.
Hoard up the middle, draw play, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, touchdown Browns!
One player who can't wait to redeem himself under Belichick next season is Eric Metcalf, whose multiple talents seldom surfaced last season. One of the prime goals of the new staff will be to unleash Eric's lightning. For given a sliver of space, he'll break a big play.
I know when I run in there up against those big guys, there's no way that I can just go in there and run over them. I have to use my speed and quickness and try to get around them.
Metcalf has it at the 2. Straight ahead to the 10. Middle, 15, 20. Metcalf to the outside of the 30. Metcalf to the 40. He has an opening at the 50. Metcalf to the 40. He might go all the way. Eric Metcalf is gone for a 98-yard touchdown. And the Jets have just seen an F-15 run from end zone to end zone.
He's something else. He's gone in the blink of an eye. I know when I'm blocking for him, I don't know really what position I should take on the guy to block because I don't really know where he's going. He's going to be a good one. He's going to be a great one.
Metcalf at the goal line. He'll come out to the 10. Metcalf cutting left to the 15, across the 20, 25, 30, back to the middle to the 35, 40. Metcalf might be gone. Eric Metcalf is gone for a touchdown. And that is a Metcalf special. Left to right, back to the left, and back to the right, and gonzo.
Explosive Eric Metcalf will be a big part in Bill Belichick's offensive plans in '91.
The attitude that I'd like for the Browns to have is an aggressive one offensively. I believe in putting pressure on the defense, both in terms of scheme and personnel. I want to get our best players on the field, and I want them to be in positions and situations where they can attack the defense.
Our defense will be the kind of defense that will put a little apprehension in other teams. I think we'll be the kind of defense that teams, when they'll look on their schedule and say, oh, man, we got to play the Browns this week.
It's intercepted. It's intercepted by Mike Johnson. He's at the 50. Mike Johnson at the 40. The Chargers 30. Mike Johnson at the 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown! 63 yards. Mike Johnson.
According to Belichick, the most important positions are those in the middle of the field. And in middle linebacker Mike Johnson, the Browns have a force who gets involved in every play. Of course, when you talk force in Cleveland, you're talking about number 92, Michael Dean Perry.
Michael Dean Perry, the best. Great athletic ability, quickness, student of the game, knows the other team's formations, knows what they're trying to do, knows the personnel, studies his guy all week.
He did some things, some counter moves that you just don't see much in football. They'll catch your eye and you say, this guy is doing some things I haven't seen before.
Michael Dean Perry, that's like a cuss word in my vocabulary. He's been hell on me ever since he came in the league. He's a great player, quick off the ball. He causes us so many problems on our pass blocking. He just causes mass confusion on the offensive line. It's one guy I don't like to play against.
He just creates havoc for us. He lines up in gaps, and not just us, but I've watched him in other games, and he creates all kinds of problems for teams. The way he gets off the ball, the way he penetrates, he can cause confusion in the running game, and he's always putting pressure on a quarterback. He's one of the best in the league at what he does.
Perhaps the quickest defensive lineman in the game today, Perry's super acceleration allows him to reach a ball carrier almost simultaneously with the ball. His fondest dream is to intercept a handoff and return it for a touchdown. Yes, Michael Dean is fast, but he's also strong, knocking offensive linemen back on their heels on his way to the quarterback. A lineman who thinks he's established pass blocking position suddenly finds himself out of position, and Michael Dean on top his quarterback. In his second straight All-Pro season, Perry was nearly perfect, like this play, where he knifes through a double team to throw 260-pound Christian Okoye for a loss. And he's a team player.
My goals depend on the team goals. You are only as good as the players around you. So if the players are playing as well as they can, they're doing a fine job, then, hey, Michael Dean Perry is going to do a good job.
Belichick's emphasis on a strong middle was evidenced in the draft, when number 29, UCLA's hard-hitting Eric Turner was chosen. The new coach wants a big, physical safety who can separate a receiver from the ball as well as control the middle of the field. He feels the second highest draft pick in Browns history is just the man for the job. At safety, Turner will team with another player of promise, Thane Gash.
Gash is a guy that the tip of the iceberg has been touched as far as he's concerned. He is going to be a good one. He's a big hitter. He's the kind of kamikaze pilot back in the secondary that offensive receivers' eyes get real wide when they see him on the tape because he hurts people. He stays well. I see nothing but big things for him.
He's the kind of guy that he's going to hit you 100% full speed every time, and there's no question of that, and you'll know it's going to be that way every time.
I try and be around the ball a lot. I just try and hustle, and wherever the ball comes down, I try and get there before the whistles blow. Whether it's a deep pass or a short run, I try and get there before the ball is down.
Most teams struggle to come up with two good cornerbacks. Cleveland can choose from among 6. Number 31, Frank Minifield, still has the speed to stay with the best receivers in the game, as does another veteran corner, Raymond Claiborne, number 26. Claiborne, Minifield, and Mark Harper, number 23, represent experience at cornerback, while Stephen Braggs and Tony Blaylock, number 24, are the youngsters. The Browns made it a priority to acquire defensive ends in the 1990 draft. Number 90, Rob Burnett, was a 5th-round choice from Syracuse, and number 98, Anthony Pleasant, was a 3rd-rounder from Tennessee State, a school that traditionally turns out fine pass rushers like Buck Buchanan, Too Tall Jones, and Richard Dent. The pair of rookie bookends kept learning, kept hustling, and by season's end, both were starters. Hopefully, they'll continue to improve and take the pressure off Perry, who's double-teamed so often. One thing for certain, under Bill Belichick's philosophy of punishing physical football, the pass rush must improve. So must outside linebacking, where number 50, Van Waiters, is one of the best pure athletes on the team. If he gets the right teaching from the new staff, he should be a candidate for a starting role. A fixture at the other outside spot is Clay Matthews, who's exceptional at the line of scrimmage. 13 years have taken their toll, but the former All-Pro is the type of heady, experienced player Belichick will rely on while he constructs his new team.
I'm looking for players who will put themselves behind the team, unselfish players, and what I'd like to see the Browns have is an aggressive, hustling, competitive team with a good work ethic, and just go out there and compete on every single play, every Sunday, every year. I feel like that's the way I've been brought up. I think that's the way a lot of people in this town and in the state live their life, and that's the way I'd like for us to do it on Sunday afternoon.